Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Andy Barch again. I'm a local real estate agent here in Tampa, Florida. We are back again for another video. This time, instead of the single families in Tampa, we're going to be talking about the townhomes and the condos. So we're going to take a look at that information right now. So let's get started here talking about the median sales price for condos and townhomes in Tampa for May of 2024. Median sales price was over $357,000. So that's a pretty significant increase from last year. That's over 11%. That's almost 12% increase from April of this year. And then where the median price was of only it was just under 320,000. And if we're comparing that year over year, we can see a small increase, but it is still an increase of over 3.5% from last May. Last May, it was just under 345. So, taking a look at those numbers, the numbers are climbing on the median sales price. So, next thing I want to take a look at is the average sales price, which we saw a really big jump actually. The average sales price for condos and townhomes that was up to 637,597. So, that's a big increase month over month. That month over month was actually only 423,000 from April. So, that's a 50% increase month over month. Um, and then we also saw a really big increase from last year, this time that was up 31.5% from 484 to oh 09. Now, again, when we're talking about average price versus median price, the averages are definitely going to get skewed by the outliers. So, what is that telling us? That's telling us that we had some luxury sales, obviously, in the higher end. That are really bringing up some of those prices. In Tampa, you are still going to be able to find condos under $200,000, but then you're going to have plenty of condos, especially when you're talking about the condos that overlook Bayshore. You're talking about the new condos down here in South Tampa, West Shore. You're going to find a lot of condos that can sell for over $2 million. So, really, when you're looking at the numbers and you're talking about average versus median, it's probably going to be somewhere closer to the middle of that. Um, but just to let you know, there is inventory out there if you're looking for a home. There's definitely inventory out there that's under 300,000, under $200,000. And then there's definitely inventory that's in the luxury market too. That's going to have the waterfront views, the high rises, the penthouses. And I think that that's really what we're seeing to help bring up the average numbers there. So, taking a look at the price per square foot, the price per square foot has actually climbed. So, in May, it reached all the way up to $339 per square foot. So, that's up over 17% just from month over month, and that's up over 12% from year over year. This last year, it was 302. This year, it's up to 339. So, that's a pretty big increase when you're talking about price per square foot. So, the next thing we're going to be talking about are total sales that happened in the month of May in Tampa for condos and townhomes. So, the total units sold for the combined properties was 319. So, that was over a 30% increase from April of this year. However, when we're looking at year over year, May of last year, from May to this year, that was actually just over a 5.5% decrease in total units sold. Last year was 338, this year 319. So yeah, that is something to keep an eye on right there. So one of the next things that we want to take a look at is the sold to original list price ratio. So when we see properties that are not priced correctly or they're not marketed properly, we see them sit on the market for a long time or they take a ton of price cuts. So the sold price to the original list price actually improved slightly. That was at 96.6% from the original list price. And from April, it was 96.2. But that's actually still a small drop of just over a percent from last year, where units were selling at 97.8% of the original list price. So the median days to sell for condos and townhomes, that's another factor we like to take a look at in the market. We want to see how quickly is it taking to get a home under contract and get it sold. So in May, it was at 22 days. April of this year was at 23 days. That's pretty steady and that's healthy. Under 30 days, that's still a healthy market right there. Yet last year, the number was actually at 11 days. So we did double year over year. However, when you're taking a look at it, 11 days is very quick to get a property under contract. 11 days, that's usually you're going to be moving very quickly, or you might have multiple people coming through. And so there's a lot of things to take into consideration right there. What I would say is that the number is definitely going up for median days to get it under contract. But the other thing to take a look at is that 22 days is not a super long time to get a property under contract. So if you're a buyer, there's definitely more inventory and there's definitely more options right now. If you're a seller, just to take a look at that, understand that if something is taking a little bit longer than it was last year was happening very, very quickly, and it's not exactly the same market that it was 3 years ago. The months of inventory is another factor that we like to take a look at for just home sales in general. But for condos and townhomes, the inventory is at 3 months in May. So it was at 4 months in April, and then last year at this time was at 2 months. So, one extra month of inventory, which is good. Um, 6 months is what they consider a balanced market. So if you're over 6 months, that would be a buyer's market. If you're under 6 months, that would be a seller's market. I know that inventory has been super low recently, so that 3 months is about average of what we've seen. Not a huge change overall in months of inventory. If you're still, if you're a seller, still a good market out there for you. If you're a buyer, you might start to see a little bit changes out there. So the actives and new listings data for condos and townhomes in Tampa. So the market really, it's still active. There's 978 active listings in May. That was up a little bit from April. That was up just over 8%, but it was a very big increase, 80% increase from May of last year. So the new listings also went up 10% month over month, and then it also went up 30% from May of last year. So active listings 978, last year was 545. New listings 438, last year was 335. Again, that market is, we are increasing numbers. So eventually, once you start to see those numbers rising, is when you will see inventory, months of inventory starting to rise. Prices eventually start to come down when that happens. Having said that, though, if you market it properly, if you price it properly, those homes are still selling quickly. Those homes are still selling under 30 days. And what we've seen is those homes are also still selling at a healthy price. The actual price per square foot still going up. The amount of units still going up. So what is that telling us? That if you are a seller right now, this would be a good time to try to sell if you are looking to sell. If you're a buyer, understanding that there is more inventory, there's more options now for you, and more things are coming to the market. And I do think that that is going to lead to buyers being able to negotiate on certain aspects. So the next thing I really take a close look at are expired and canceled listings. So the reason being is that expired listings, they fail to sell during their listing contract, and canceled listings, 99% of the time that I see listings get canceled is because the homeowners are not getting the offers or they're not getting the activity that they wanted. So why do I think that that's so important is that when I see cancels and expireds go up, that means that there is time for buyers to start getting some better deals. And I do think that is a time for the sellers to start assessing what is going on and for agents to honestly be very honest with your client. Um, Going over everything and talking about what the prices you can get. Taking a look at the expired listings in May, that was at 16 expired listings. That was up, way up from last year where there was only 4 expired listings. So there was a lot more movement, but still 16 expireds is not a ton when you're taking a look at it for a month. The canceled listings also rose. We had 80 cancellations this year in May. There were 79 in April. So that's pretty steady. But the figure that really jumped out at me was that there was 41 cancels last year. So that almost doubled year over year. And I do expect that trend to continue, especially for some of these condo units where we understand that things are changing in the condo market here as far as assessments, insurance, engineering reports, things that are just necessary to happen, especially as some of these units age out. If you are a seller, I don't want you to get nervous about that. I don't want you to think that you still cannot maximize your sales price. But if you're looking at your neighbors and what they sold for 3 years ago, probably aren't going to get quite that, but you probably still can sell for a healthy price and make your move if you're looking to do that. Now, if you're a buyer and you're looking in this price range, especially maybe if single family homes are a little bit too high in the price range for you, but you're looking for a townhome, understanding that in certain neighborhoods and certain zip codes, you can get a pretty good deal right now, especially if a home has been sitting on the market for a while. You might be able to negotiate some money back. So, again, thank you guys so much for tuning into the breakdown this month about looking at the condos and townhomes in Tampa. Um, Market is shifting, market is changing. We're seeing that the price increases for the units that actually sell, the prices are going up, and the units that are actually selling are still selling quickly. So that's why it is so important to price it correctly and get somebody who knows how to market your property correctly and analyze the numbers. So if you're a home seller in the market, or you're somebody who maybe your property did expire, or you canceled your contract because you weren't getting the offers you wanted, please give me a call, give me a text, shoot me an email. I'd love to sit down and have that conversation with you about how we can maximize your sale price. And if you're a home buyer and you're trying to maximize your purchasing power and you want to see where you think that you can get the most bang for your buck and still get everything on your checklist, please give me a call, give me a text, reach out. I'd love to have that conversation with you as well. So, again, guys, thank you so much. This was Tampa condos and townhomes. We also have the video for Tampa single family homes in another video. And then we are also going to be taking a look at Hillsborough County, not including Tampa, condos, townhomes, and single families in another video. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you guys so much and talk soon.